Good morning. I'm Ira Smith. Welcome to my kitchen, also known as Collection Call Command Central. You know what's fun? Juggling 14 different minimum payments while simultaneously dodging creditor calls like you're in the Matrix. Spoiler alert, you are not Neo. And that red pill, that's just more debt. Ah, yes, my pride and joy. $85,000 of pure, shiny debt on wheels. This is my loan agreement. Now, most people get a few pages. But mine, it's basically a Stephen King novel. 84 months, that's 7 years. My loan is in second grade. By the time I pay this off, this truck will have vintage plates. Self-driving cars will be laughing at me. And here's the plot twist. I'm actually paying for 2 WO trucks, one for me and one made entirely of interest. Okay. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. But here's the thing, if you're watching this video, some of that probably felt familiar, maybe uncomfortably familiar. The good news? You don't have to live like this. That's why my colleague Brandon Smith wrote this blog and why we made this video. Consumer proposals in Canada can actually help you get out from under that pile of debt, stop those collection calls, and yes, even keep that ridiculously expensive truck. I am the president of Ira Smith, Trustee and Receiver, Inc. Both Brandon Smith and I are available to answer all of your questions, either about this Brandon's blog or anything else at all. So shoot us a message or give us a phone call. We would love to speak with you. So stick around. Let's talk about how debt proposals actually work, who they're for, and whether one might be right for you.
Let's talk about something that's really tough. Feeling buried under a mountain of debt. You know, that constant stress, the phone calls that make your heart sink. It can feel like there's just no way out. But I promise you, there is. In this explainer, we're going to break down a powerful government-approved solution that gives you a real path forward, and we're going to do it step by step. Does this feel familiar? That moment the mail comes or your phone buzzes with an unknown number and your stomach just drops? It is such a heavy burden to carry around every single day, and you can feel so incredibly alone with it. And that's the very first thing you need to hear. You are not alone in this. Not by a long shot. So many Canadians are in the exact same boat, just trying to keep their head above water. The fact that you're even watching this right now, that's a huge, courageous first step towards finding a real solution. Our guide for this whole discussion is Brandon Smith. He's a licensed insolvency trustee with Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver, Inc., and he absolutely nails it with this quote. He's seen it firsthand. That's what today is all about. It's not about dwelling on the problem. It's about finding that path forward and feeling that incredible sense of relief. So let's dive into how this all happens. A perfect example of the modern debt problem is the long-term car loan. I mean, they make these shiny new cars seem so affordable, right? Spreading the payments over 7, even 8 years. But think about that. That's you betting that for the next 7 years, nothing in your financial life will go wrong. One job loss, one unexpected expense, and that whole house of cards can just collapse. Okay, before we get into the solution, there's one really important thing we have to get our heads around. It's the difference between secured and unsecured debt. Honestly, understanding this is the key that unlocks all your options. It's actually pretty simple. Secured debt is tied or secured to a physical asset. Your mortgage is tied to your house. Your car loan is tied to your car. If you don't pay, the lender can take that specific thing back. Now, unsecured debt isn't tied to anything physical. We're talking about credit cards, lines of credit, tax debt, that kind of stuff. They can't come take a specific item, but they can take legal action, like going after your wages. And here's the most important part of that whole distinction. The solution we're about to talk about, a consumer proposal, is designed specifically to deal with that unsecured debt. The credit cards, the tax bills, the payday loans, while protecting your assets. It lets you keep your house and your car as long as you keep up with those regular secured payments. All right, so what is this solution? It's called a consumer proposal. And it's not some quick fix or a sketchy offer. This is a formal, government-regulated, legal path out of the debt trap. So in simple terms, a consumer proposal is a legal deal between you and the people you owe money to. It's all managed by a government licensed professional, a licensed insolvency trustee. Through this process, you offer to pay back a portion of what you owe, not the whole thing, over a set amount of time, usually up to 5 years. And the best part, the amount is based on what you can actually afford. The relief you feel is immediate. I mean, literally, the moment your proposal is filed, by law, the collection calls have to stop. All those crazy interest charges, they freeze. Any wage garnishments or other legal actions against you, halted. You get to keep your assets, and all those different payments you were juggling get rolled into one single, affordable monthly payment. For a lot of people, this is the first time they can actually breathe, the first good night's sleep they've had in years. Okay, so that all sounds pretty amazing in theory, but how does this thing actually work in the real world? Let's walk through the whole process, from the very first phone call to your very last payment. First, let's talk numbers, because this is huge. On average, a consumer proposal reduces your total unsecured debt by a massive amount. We're typically talking in the range of paying back only 30 to 70% of what you originally owed. So you're not just moving debt around, you are significantly cutting it down. Let's look at some real-life examples to see what this means. Take Sarah. She had $60,000 in unsecured debt. Her proposal had her pay back just $18,000 total, which worked out to $300 a month. She saved an incredible $42,000. Or James, who owed $85,000. His proposal settled all of that for $40,000. He saved $45,000. I mean, these aren't just small numbers. This is life-changing financial relief. And the process itself is really clear and straightforward. It all starts with a free, confidential chat with a licensed insolvency trustee. If it's the right fit, they help prepare and file the proposal for you. That filing is what gives you immediately legal protection. Then your creditors get to vote, and they almost always accept because, let's be honest, it's a much better deal for them than bankruptcy. Once it's approved, you just make your one simple monthly payment. You'll also do 2 financial counseling sessions to help you stay on track. And when it's done, you get a certificate of completion and your debts are legally gone. You are free. Now, you've probably heard about other options out there, so you might be wondering, how does this stack up? Let's put a consumer proposal side by side with the other common choices. Okay, proposal versus bankruptcy. This is a big one. With a proposal, you keep your assets, your house, your car, your tax refunds. Your payment is fixed and predictable. In a bankruptcy, you might have to give up some assets, and your payments can actually go up if you get a raise. Plus, a proposal has a less severe and shorter impact on your credit rating. What about a debt consolidation loan? Here's the critical difference. A loan makes you pay back 100% of your debt plus interest. A proposal reduces the actual amount you owe and freezes interest completely. A proposal also gives you legal protection from your creditors, which a loan absolutely does not. And a big one, you can often file a proposal even with poor credit, whereas getting a consolidation loan requires good credit. So we've looked at the facts, we've walked through the process, we've compared the options. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one simple thing: taking that first step on your own path to freedom. Please let this message sink in. There is so much shame and guilt that can get tied up in debt, but reaching out for professional help is not a sign of weakness. It is an incredible act of strength. It is you deciding right now to take back control of your life. And that first step is just a conversation. It's a free, completely confidential consultation with a licensed insolvency trustee. This is not a high-pressure sales pitch. It's a professional, one-on-one review of your finances. They will look at everything, explain all your options, not just a proposal, and answer every single question you have. There is no cost, no obligation, and most importantly, absolutely zero judgment. If anything we've talked about today has opened your eyes to a new possibility, the time to act is now. The team at Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc. is ready to have that confidential, no judgment conversation with you. You really don't have to figure this out on your own. This could be your chance to start over, starting now.